Happy Monday and new moon in Virgo. What's in the cards for you with this new moon? All right, let's get into playing. I'm going to make sure that I am live in all the places. So as you hop on, give me a little hello. Let me know where you're watching from and what's the weather like by you. Are you in the Northern Hemisphere where it's turning into beautiful fall and fall leaves are coming out? Are you in the beautiful Southern Hemisphere where spring is coming? I'd love no. Okay, so I see that I am live in one group and not in the other. So hopefully it'll kick in here in a second. I'll try to refresh it. But in the meantime, with this new moon in Virgo today, it is happening later on this evening, apexing at 9:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a whole sacred practice that I brought my Moon Club members through to help them harness the energy of this moon. If you'd like to know more about that, then make sure you're on my email list. If you go to irenamiller.co/getcalm, I have a free little gift that I share with you. It's a 2-minute guided meditation to help clear the chaos, to find your peace so that you can truly hear your intuition. And when you hop on that, you'll also get exclusive offers to all of my specials, like this sacred new moon ceremony that I normally share just with my Moon Club members, but I'm making it accessible to those on my email list. Okay, so let's jump in. New moon in Virgo, place your hand on your heart. Let's see what's the most important thing that you need to know for this new moon in Virgo today. Six of Cups. Six of Cups, I remember when I love the little doggy on there. But this is a remembrance. This is a looking back, something from our past. There's another beautiful astrological event happening this week where Venus meets up with the South Node. What does that mean? It's all hieroglyphics. It just means that there's a moment to remember our past, to remember with fondness, to remember with joy, and also the opportunity with this new moon in Virgo, which is all about getting organized, cleaning house, so that life doesn't have to be this hard, that we don't have to struggle so much. There is a better way. This new moon in Virgo is trying to say there might have been habits, patterns, routines from your past. Maybe you're beating yourself up over certain decisions. Maybe it's just items that you have that have become very much mementos. They have a lot of sentimentality and emotion connected to it. New moon in Virgo is saying, now is your chance. I'm here to help you get yourself organized, get systems in place, get the new health regimes or routines in order so you can feel strong and energetic and healthy again, to clear out your space so that it doesn't feel like chaos. Because here's the thing, when we're disorganized, when we've got a lot of stuff in the way, life gets harder. So for example, garages just tend to be a place, if you have one, where things, or it could be a room in your house where things just get kind of piled up. Like, oh, I'm just going to put this here, or I'll bring this out now, or you don't know where to put it. And in our garage, we have our garbage cans, and things just have gotten placed in front of it, like mulch or potting soil or the gardening tools or a kid's toy. And all of a sudden, it is so hard. It is so challenging to get those garbage cans out, to get them to the curb for garbage night. It's kind of like, I don't want to get the garbage. You get the garbage tonight. Why? Because it's hard. If there was an easy pathway to bring the cans in and out, life would be much easier. It would be much more agreeable. I know for me, not to feel like, oh, it's such an extra chore because I got to move mulch, or I got to get it around the mulch, I got to move the toys. So what are the things in your life, whether it's from, and most likely it's going to be something from the past. It could be, there is a habit of things getting piled up in front of the garbage cans. Why? Because there's extra space there, and it's just like a quick fix. Like, oh, I'll just put it here temporarily. But it's never temporary. So this is a routine that I know that I can look at to say, let me come up with a better system, a better way, that this cannot be the place. And that's one of the things I teach my Mastering Intuition students, is that the universe abhors a vacuum. If you have an empty space, let's say like a tabletop, and let me know if this happens in your home, but if there's a clean countertop, I can't tell you how many times I've cleaned off the kitchen countertop, and one of my kids would come home from school, or even my husband, and they'd be like, oh, look what I got. Let me put this down here. And they want to show me all the goodies. Now, granted, it's wonderful wonderful goodies and things they're sharing, but I had just cleared the countertop. And it's like, wait. So I have this little saying where it's filled with empty space. Like I actively choose to charge a space with energy so that it doesn't attract messes or chaos or papers, because there are certain surfaces that do. So now I know with this new moon in Virgo, one of the things I can do is look at those routines of mine, those patterns, those habits. I invite you to do this. Where are the patterns and habits and routines that have been holding you back from living your fullest, most enjoyable life? Where has it been making life hard? What might you be able to let go of so that you have more space in your house, so that you don't have to keep climbing over things to get to what you need or to put away that item? All right. Hello, Candy. So glad you could make it live. Great to see you. Hello, Julie. Lovely, lovely to have you. So if we haven't met, by the way, my name's Irina Miller. I'm an spiritual life guide, an energy alchemist, an astrologer, and it is my joy to bring you the sacred practices and techniques and tools to help you step into the life you were born to live. I've been doing this for over 20 years now. It's been a lot of fun, and I bring a lot of different sacred practices to share with you. Let's dive into the week and take a look at the moon. And we'll talk more about this new moon in Virgo, definitely. I love to look at the moon as an indicator of how to navigate the week ahead. Why? Because the moon helps us with stress, helps us process our stress. It helps navigate emotions. It helps us tune into our intuition. And it's a good reminder of where we've come from. It really represents a lot of the energy in our childhood. So that is the moon where it was when we were born. The moon where it is every day, because the moon changes zodiac signs every 2.5 days, is a way to kind of get a heads up, like you'd turn on a weather report or you'd ask Google or Siri, like, what's the weather today? And they say, oh, it's going to be 70 degrees, pleasant, sunny, or they'll say, oh, it's going to be, 60 degrees and storming. We can't change the weather, but when we're informed, when we have that insider knowledge of, oh, it's 70 degrees and lovely, then we can dress accordingly. If it's 60 degrees and storming, maybe we choose to bring a raincoat instead of getting caught out and getting drenched in the weather. So this is an opportunity to say, okay, I'm paying attention to the moon. What sign is the moon in today? How is that affecting me? This is why I created the Moon Journal, which is the opportunity for you to have a space where you can collect all this data and you can go back and look at it. And what we do is we track the moon. What zodiac sign is the moon in? What's my mood? How am I feeling? Let me pull a card for the day, and I'm going to walk you through all of that right now. So let's jump into it. First thing we do is we look at the phase of the moon for the week, because that's the overarching energy of the week. So this week, the phase of the moon, we kick off the week with a new moon in Virgo, which is all about planting intentions, setting or planting those seeds. What do you wish to grow? This might be a project that you're looking forward to over the long haul. This might be a tiny leg or segment of something you've already been working on, but it's a time to kind of draw the line in the sand and say, I'm ready to do something new. This is my idea. I'm setting my intention. I'm writing it down. I'm making a declaration. I'm making a commitment. How can you do that? Well, you can do that by using the journal. You can do that through sacred practices and ritual, which is what I teach my Moon Club members and guide them through. And what I encourage you to do here with me now is, with that new moon in Virgo, know that later on tonight and even really into tomorrow, Tuesday's energy, it's great for setting that new moon intention. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. The rest of the phase of the moon is we go from that dark new moon into a waxing crescent. So the light of the moon is growing, and that parallels our energy. Typically speaking, new moon, we might be a little more fatigued. We might be a little tired. You can feel a cough coming on. I'm going to take a water break. There we go. And as the moon is growing in light, we too, our energy starts to pick up. The new moon intention you plant today and tomorrow, you're going to want to start to take small actions towards it this week. That's the phase of the moon. Why do you do that? Because then you're harnessing the energy of the moon. You're engaging with the energy weather that's all around you. you're saying, okay, well, if my new moon intention is, let's just say, to get a new healthy, you know, like a health regime in place. So you say, okay, well, to do that, what would support me best, because where I make life hard, where I really struggle is coming home from work, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and I just pull whatever I can out of the fridge or the pantry that's easy to eat. And it may not be the healthiest. So you say, okay, with this new moon, I'm going to plant the seed of intention of meal prep. And then this week you say, okay, well, what is entailed in meal prepping? Do I have to buy Tupperware? Do I have to research recipes? Do I have to buy my groceries on a different day? Is that clear energy? Because I definitely have to do this. And something I go over with my Moon Club members is, with a new moon, it's a great time to make wishes. And we do that right as it strikes the new moon or the day after. I wish, you can say along the lines of, I want to easily create and adapt a new meal plan that supports me in my goal of being healthy. And you can set these wishes, and it's great to write them down. So with that being said, once you make that new moon intention today or tomorrow, take little actions this week doing the research to figure out, what do you need to have in place in order to fulfill that wish, to fulfill that dream and goal that you set with the new moon. Okay? And let's dive into the week. All right. So Monday, and hopefully that made sense to all of you. Hello, Renee. So great to have you. Hello, Heather. Thanks for joining me live. So Monday with the new moon in Virgo, what's most important that you need to know? Page of Swords. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing or saying. Keep your nose in the books. Pay attention to what you're doing, your plan, your goal, because there will be distractions. These little birdies flying, but you're going to get bright ideas. You're walking your narrow path. Don't look to the other lane. Stay in your lane. Stay focused. Why do I say that? Well, then let's talk about new moon in Virgo. Happy birthday, my Virgo friends. Virgo energy is very particular. And why is it particular? Because it knows when something is off. And when something is off, it's kind of like fingernails on a chalkboard. It's irritating, it's aggravating, and you just can't put up with it. I think of the Virgos very much a little bit like, it's a little more Aquarian, that vibration and frequency, but objects give off, how do I want to say, everything gives off a little energetic frequency or wave. And when you have things piled around in a certain order, it gives off a certain vibe. Just think about feng shui, if you're familiar with that, or staging of your home if you're going to sell it. When you walk into a space, it might feel good, it might feel bad. Why? Well, maybe it's the color on the walls. Maybe it's the arrangement of the furniture or the type of furniture. Virgos notice these things, like when pictures are crooked or carpets are turned up, because they feel and sense when things are not in order and they're off. They're here to help us build the dreams, get the systems in place. And it has to be just so, because to them, it really is like rocket science. There's no in between. Things need to line up. So what this new moon of Virgo is saying is, it's trying to kind of stir the pot a little bit and bring your attention and awareness to things that you might have otherwise been able to ignore. Like all of a sudden you notice the dust on the top of the, vent in the kitchen, or you notice, wow, I haven't, scrubbed the floors in here in a while. You start to notice little things, or I haven't organized my paperwork, or I seem to be, falling behind in this area. Virgo is bringing these things to your attention. Why? Because it wants to make your life more streamlined. I hesitate to use the word easy, because a lot of the people who come to play with me, we're not looking for the easy way out. We respect the fact that there's a great feeling of success and accomplishment when we do something that's challenging, that most people can't do. And I totally honor that. But sometimes we unnecessarily make life difficult and we go the hard way. Talking to myself. So what Virgo is saying is, challenges are great. We want to feel an accomplishment. We want to be able to, go the long haul. And you can do that. And what's going to make it easier? Having a plan, having a system. So notice with the new moon in Virgo today, you might be a little bit more particular. You might notice that things are out of order. It's a great, great time for going through the old clothes, old items, cleaning out the closet, the garage, so that as the chaos of the holidays and the winter and elections and all that kind of stuff happens, life will be easier for you. You won't be looking for your keys or wondering, oh, where's that winter coat? Where are my snow mittens or whatever it might be? You'll have it right at your fingertips. You'll know. So I encourage you, take some time with the new moon today to dig in, to put those systems in place, come up with a plan and stick to your plan. Even if other people are like, oh, that's crazy, stick to that. Okay. Tuesday. And Renee, you said you resonate with the Virgo energy. Hello, Terry. Great to see ya. Yeah, and autumn is just like crazy how it came up all the way. Yeah, taking the hard way. Oh, Tuesday. What do you need to know to make the most of Tuesday's energy? King of Pentacles. You know what you're doing. You're not a newbie at this. This isn't your first time at the rodeo. King of Pentacles is saying, you've been here before and it's okay. You know the pathway. He is sitting back. He's got his detailed plan. So the plans you make with the new moon, Tuesday, you're looking at them and you realize there's gold in them dar hills. That there is a wealth of resources right at your fingertips that you might not have even realized because things just got piled up and messy. So for example, you might find the $20 in your pocket, that you hadn't realized was there when you were cleaning out the clothes to donate. You might find as you're going through unopened mail, a rebate check, or you might find that you had items that you were going to go out and buy. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I bought this 6 months ago. I have it. But that Tuesday energy, when the moon is still in Virgo, it's saying, listen, take inventory and stock of what you have. You have more than you realize. You have more resources at your fingertips. You know more than you realize. Put that into play because you can manifest abundantly. The King of Pentacles is really like Midas. He is the one with the golden touch. What he puts his mind to works. Why? Because he is looking at the data. He is logical, he is practical, and he's not just airy-fairy wishing it into being. The way that I teach is very different because I'm bringing the spiritual practices to you, but in a very down-to-earth, logical way. My background, my degree is in decision sciences, management information systems, and then, of course, I've got lots of certifications and degrees in the world of spirituality, but we're looking for a blend. We're looking for a balance, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Wednesday. Okay, so and Crystal, you say, yeah, easy pivots, using what we have. Exactly. And Renee, yes, a wealth of resources right at our fingertips. Exactly. So Wednesday's energy, what's most important that you need to know about Wednesday? 3 of Pentacles. You're not alone. There's a community around you of like-minded spirits. And if for some reason you feel stuck, you have access to the people where you can look for that guidance. So 3 of Pentacles, you've got these 2 figures making this beautiful tapestry and this wonderful woman down here helping organize it. She can see the big picture. So sometimes when we're working in our little bubble and we're isolated and we're alone, because the moon's still in Virgo on Wednesday, when we start off the morning, maybe you've had your head down, you've been working, cleaning out house, and then you kind of get lost in the details. Like if you ever decided, oh, I'm going to clean up my room or my office, and you started with a junk drawer and you just got lost in the junk drawer. You started looking at the memories and thinking of good times. And then you're like, oh my God, the whole day's gone by and I haven't cleaned the room. I'm just on the one junk drawer. Set a container for yourself. You might want to have accountability partners. You might want to have someone who can help you be objective and keep the big picture in mind so that you don't get lost in the weeds. So by Wednesday, if you feel like you're getting lost in the weeds, I invite you, reach out to your community and friends, maybe to a trusted guide or expert, and say, hey, am I overthinking this? Am I going too deep here? Can you help me stay anchored into the big picture? Because that's the one thing about the Virgo energy is that we can get over analytical. We can overthink things and we can pay too much attention to the details, get caught up in the weeds and lose sight of the big picture. So keep that big picture new moon intention in mind this week. I would encourage you, write it down, put it on a mirror, a wall, so you can see it. Hello, Hannah. Happy new moon. And Daniela, thank you for bringing your great energy to this call. I'm glad you love the energy here. All right, Thursday, moon moves into Libra. And you'll notice halfway through Wednesday, the moon moves into Libra, 12:12 p.m. for us on the Eastern coast, Eastern time. So just notice that when the moon shifts signs, it's very subtle. But let's talk about moon in Libra. How can you make the most of this moon in Libra on Thursday? Nine of Wands. And this is really the energy of this week. We are working hard. So many people out there, blood, sweat, and tears, they are struggling and they're like, it's like there's no such thing as an overnight success. You know, people say, they became an instant success. Little do they know they've been working 10 years behind the scenes. You've been working hard. This card is saying, I see you. I see how much time and energy and effort, how many projects you're juggling. Take a moment to breathe. Chin up. You've got this. You're so close to the end. Don't give up now. But in this moment where you might have felt like you were struggling, what can you do to make life more, I'm going to use that word, streamlined? Because again, I don't want to, you could say easy. What do you do to make life easier? What do you do to make it simpler? But what I really think that we're looking for, at least those of you who are here playing with me today, is we're looking for that streamline. You're here because you have a lot of big dreams. You have a vision, a calling, a mission, and there's a lot to get done in this lifetime. And because of that, there are many projects we juggle. There are many hurdles we have to overcome, and it can get exhausting. And this is a reminder to say, you're on the right path. You're getting closer. Keep going. Don't give up. And at the same time, streamline things so that you don't end up losing time. Because how many times have we lost time when we're looking for our keys, or we're looking for that one file, or we're looking for, where did I put this thing in that special place where I wouldn't forget? Get your home in order, so to speak. New Moon Virgo saying this. Do this, do this, do this. Also, because we've got two big eclipses coming up. Eclipse on September 17th and another one in October. We want to be ready for those eclipses because eclipses are here to shake things up so that we can truly find the gold. It shakes us out of our complacency. So we want to get the groundwork done beforehand. Like, okay, I'm paying attention, universe, or maybe I got a little bit too laid back and kind of, just dumping stuff in front of the garbage cans or not paying attention. I'm paying attention now. Okay, so Friday, moon is still in Libra. What's the most important thing you need to know? Page of Pentacles. It's okay to start at the foundation. Page of Pentacles is incredibly loyal and is very studious in the sense of the Page of Pentacles is willing to learn. Anytime we do something new, and I learned this when I studied the Feldenkrais methodology, we need to go slowly. So my daughter's getting ready for her driver's exam. It's very exciting when we're practicing going in and out of cones this weekend. And she's incredible at noticing the details. It was just that there were times where maybe the car, we were moving a little too fast and frustration occurred, right? Because she was learning something new. So anytime you learn something new, it's imperative that you slow down. You were creating new muscle memory. You're firing new synapses in your neural network, encouraging brain plasticity. We go slow to go fast, right? We go slow to go smooth. And then the more we repeat it at that slower tempo, the faster we can become. If you can go fast right out of the gate, it's not something brand new that you're doing. And with this new moon in Virgo, we're being encouraged, try this new routine, set up the new system. It might be something you've tried before, like quitting smoking or eating healthy, meal prep, or getting, affairs in order with work. But this time it can really stick. This new moon in Virgo is saying you just have to go a little bit slower. You have to be methodical. It's an earth energy. It's not rushing and racing. It's the hare and the tortoise, meaning, to win the race, you go slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. So it's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to slow down because it's going to enable you to go faster down the road. I hope that makes sense. All right. Just check and make sure. And Julie, you said you just stuck your hand in a spider web under the couch to get Henry's ball. You're adding that to the cleaning list. Yeah. I noticed that too when I pulled something out of my pantry. I was like, ooh, this is dusty. I got to get in here. Holy cannoli. So we did Friday. Let's talk about Saturday. Saturday, the moon in Scorpio. What's the most important thing that you need to know? The Wheel of Fortune, Lady Luck. So the Wheel of Fortune means there are bigger things at hand that you can see and know. The universe has your back. So the Wheel of Fortune is providing you an opportunity of good fortune, of good luck. It's offering you a chance to say, there is such a thing as free will and fate, or free will and destiny. Just like the weather, we can't control if it's 70 degrees or 40, but what we can do is we choose how we wish to engage it. And I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine who also studies astrology. And we were talking about one particular thing called the part of fortune. It's this area in your chart where the stars were when you're born, your natal chart, that shows where all of the good fortune and blessings are in this lifetime for you, where that jackpot lottery area is. It's like, oh, where does the good fortune naturally pour into my life? This is your lot in life. This is where you've been graced and blessed and kissed by the heavens. Like when they say, oh, were you there when God was passing out the gifts? Because sometimes, we might have been at the snack table and we missed a few. But this is saying this is the blessings and good fortune. Now, we can't do anything to earn these blessings and these gifts of grace, yet we can still line ourselves up so that we can receive them because we have free will. When gifts are given, we have the choice to say, no, thank you. I don't want it. We can say, we can be so focused and head in the weeds that we miss it because we're not paying attention to it. Know that your prayers are being answered. Your prayers are heard. Keep your eyes open on Saturday for answered prayers. Be open and willing to receive it. Open your heart. Maybe on Saturday, you're like, today I'm saying yes to life. I'm saying yes to opportunities. And just see what comes your way. All right, Sunday. So Sunday, moon is still in Scorpio. We're going to talk about Scorpio energy a little bit. What's most important for you to know about Sunday's energy? And we come back to Page of Swords, where we began, which is, again, we're staying true to our plan. We're not letting the distractors throw us off course. Sometimes we hesitate to start new projects and plans because we're worried about what people are going to think or say or talk. People are always going to think, and they're always going to have their opinions and talk. And this is coming to a point where you have to be true to you. You have to follow the pathway that is in integrity with your heart and not worry. Well, gets clearly, I want to say, and not let what other people think or believe throw you off your path. Don't live your life for someone else. This is encouraging you. Live your life for yourself. And the thing about Scorpio energy is Scorpio gets to the bottom of things. It gets to the truth. All of the things that were hidden and weren't seen are stirred to the surface for healing and for transmutation. So the fact that we're ending the new moon in Virgo this week with Scorpio is supporting you in the sense of this is a week for healing, for transformation. It's, and I'll kind of wrap with this, but if you've ever had that moment where, let's say, you weren't feeling quite so great about yourself and you went out and you got a new haircut or a new hairdo, or you did like, I'm going to get a makeover, a new pair of shoes or a new lipstick or whatever it might be. It lifts our spirits. It changes us. Like we feel different. We're like, oh, new hairdo. I feel all sprucey and I don't feel as scruffy. There's something about shifting the way we do things, the physical items in our space, which is what the new moon in Virgo is trying to assist us to do, so that you feel that transformation by week's end. I invite you, put those systems in place, clean out those closets, allow this new moon in Virgo to help you get organized so that you can really feel lighter at the end of this week, and so that life does become more streamlined and you can put your fingers right on what you need at that moment in time and stop losing time. All right. So if this has been helpful and you want to know more about the moon, then you definitely have to check out my moon club. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just share that in the comments, but it's well, I can't write and type, but it's www.irenamiller.co/club. Easy peasy. And I'll pop that up on the screen too so that you can see that if you're watching. And you're listening while walking. Heather, I love it. Health. Yes. Virgo is all about health, routines. It's about physical well-being. It's about work. So you might even look into, oops, that's interesting. Change the URL to something else. It is about your animals. So your pets, you want to pay attention to your little furry pets, your cats and your dogs and your fish and your birds. It is an energy, and I'll go back to that about work. So re-examining, where are you pouring your energy and time when it comes to work? Are you working too much? Are you not working enough on the right things? But you're just reassessing that. All right. So if you have questions, pop them in the comments. It's going to be a great week, Julie, most definitely. If you want to find out more, then check out irenamiller.co/club. Become a part of the Moon Club, and we dive deep into it. We just did a whole monthly moon planning session for September, looking at the month ahead. When's the best time to take action, to rest, to launch a product, to stay quiet? We have a lot going on, especially with that eclipse mid-month. Okay, have a great day and much love to you all. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.